let's connect it up a little bit here. January 24th, 2021, coming at you guys. So let's wait for it to connect and wait for everybody to join here. Hopefully the mic is good. Yep, I think we're good. Upload speed is good. I think we should be rocking and rolling here for the hour, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Today is January 24th, 2021. We're going to talk about The Walking Dead and the trailer. Man, that came out unexpected. It was one of those things that I couldn't believe that we got. Someone, I think John sent it to me on Facebook, that we were getting tomorrow, the news about tomorrow, that we were getting the trailer. And then it was Thursday or Friday, the trailer came out and we were like, yes. It was pretty awesome too. It's only a minute long, but they give some pretty good stuff in there, right? Which is always cool to see. More Walking Dead, the better. But thank you guys for taking the time to be here. Spoiler warning, obviously, for all things Walking Dead. Walking Dead show, comics, spin-offs, movies, everything related there. We're going to talk about a couple other things as well. You know, it's not just straight Walking Dead stuff here, and I know some people kind of get like mad about it. Like I've been posting a couple of different videos lately about WandaVision, about my Fortnite stuff, and the football stuff, because today's a pretty big day. Today in Kansas City and Green Bay, Wisconsin, the Lambeau Field, they have the chance, whoever wins goes to the Super Bowl. And that's a pretty big deal, you know? And, you know, here I live in Tampa Bay, so I'm not the biggest Bucs fan. My wife likes to give me, just mess around and give me crap. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Joke around that I love Tom Brady when I actually don't. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I do like to see when a QB or big name player changes from one team to another, see how well they do. And that's kind of why I'm interested to see what happens today. What happens if the Bucs or the Packers or the Bills or the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl. But we're going to talk about the Walking Dead 10C trailer. And, you know, I initially came out with my breakdown of it, and then I saw some more stuff and another breakdown. And I'm going to be breaking down more stuff and more stuff. And it's awesome because when you watch a trailer, you watch it once. Or even if you watch an episode, you watch it once. And you may miss some things. And then you slow it down. You stop, go back, analyze it, break it down. And that's what I like to do that. I like to see what they're going to do. Sometimes we're right. Sometimes we're wrong. But either way, it's fun discussion and theory. I'm sure all these people, it's interesting because when people post comments, they post a lot of different things, like Aaron with the Russian roulette thing, with, you know, the writing on top of the roof, the people surrounding Aaron and Father Gabriel, you know, Leah. You know, just so many big questions are coming up, and I love talking about it and discussing it. And it's one of those fun things that you see something, I see something, maybe I miss something, maybe you miss something, and that's what this is all about. And I love discussing the trailer breakdowns because it gives us theories, discussions, hypothesize, whatever, how you ever say that plural. What's going to happen in the 6 extra episodes. But I can tell you that I'm super excited about it, and I think everybody in here is very excited about the Return of the Walking Dead, which is next month, right? I mean, it's crazy to think that that we're coming back February 28th. So if we go next Sunday is the 31st, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks from the Return of the Walking Dead. I think it's going to come out on Thursday is the early word for the 25th for early access on AMC Plus and AMC Premiere. So we're coming right up around 4 or 5 weeks away from whenever you watch it. If you catch it a day later, if you catch it, you know, whenever you watch it, if you have early access to it, it's just awesome because I think these 6 extra episodes should be very entertaining. And it looks to what I'm seeing is that based on Daryl's outfit, we're going to see where he was looking for Rick in that 6-year time jump. I think we're going to see potentially how he meets Dog, how he gets to, you know, I think that's going to be an interesting thing to see. Where was Maggie? Was she by herself? Was she with Georgie? Who was with her? Who went from Hilltop? Are we going to see those things? I hope so, because I'm like you guys. I want to know every single thing, every different angle, every single way, every piece of information, even if it's small, big, large, it doesn't matter. I want to know everything, how it connects, who's this person, who's that person, where have they been, what's there, where's Eduardo, where's Cal, where's this, where's Maggie been, who did she run into, how did she meet Elijah, who are these other people with her? We're like, and I just hope it's answered. Well, it's answered in the first episode, second episode, and six extra episodes, and that's what they are, right? They're extra episodes, but you can fill in a little bit here. And I like the idea of them going back, answering some things about Daryl, about Maggie, about Negan, even, I guess, Father Gabriel and Aaron. The Whispers are still going to be a threat, but after that, where does it go? Does Negan stick around? Does he go away? And I forget who it was that posted something on one of the comments. I apologize for not remembering. But they talked about it. How awesome would it be if Negan is involved with saving Rick? And if I was writing it, I would have Negan go away somehow, whether he goes out on his own, gets picked up by Civic Republic, the Commonwealth, does it some way, or he joins the group, and he's definitely part of the group that saves Rick, finds Rick, saves Rick with the Civic Republic and the military and the big battle on there too. Like he's taking out some people here and there. There's a Civic Republic soldier that's got Rick in his sights, aims it at him, and then bam, the guy gets knocked out. And who's there? Rick turns. Hi, Rick. And it's Negan. People are like, oh, that would be amazing, right? But again, I don't write for the show. I don't write for the movies. I don't know what's going to happen. I think my guy Lincoln, if he's in here or not, I don't know. But I know Lincoln wrote a question like, do you think that we're going to get a season 11 cliffhanger series finale, season 11, episode 24? Is it going to be a cliffhanger that makes you have to watch the spin-offs, the movies, everything after that? Or do you just think it's the way that the walkers go away and the problem is the people now, and it's basically the comic book ending with Judith and RJ instead of Carl? I could see Gimple doing the whole cliffhanger angle to be like, hey guys, you want to see what happens? You got to watch the Daryl and Carol spinoff. You got to watch this spinoff. You got to watch that movie. You got to watch this movie. And then you'll finally get the true ending. I could see that happening because when in doubt, it's a business, right? The shows, the comics, the stories, the movies, the spinoffs, Tales of the Walking Dead, YouTube channel, all that stuff, it's a business. And they have the ability to keep you wanting to write, draw, be involved and see with it and see where it's going and see where it's going in the shows and what's going to happen next and what's going to happen next. Watch it, how it's going to be, what's the next issue going to be, got to get the next issue, got to get the next show, got to get the next episode, got to get the next season. That's what it's all about too. So BB8, I'm going to do my death predictions in a separate video. I don't know. Let's talk about the 6 extra episodes. I'll make a whole separate video about that. We got plenty of time. We got 4 or 5 weeks away, and we're trying to do daily videos, so we'll talk about that. But I personally don't think anybody dies in the 6 extra episodes. But that's a good segue into Aaron, right? So everybody is going to think that Aaron is going to die because of the trailer, right? And I think that the trailers are a lot of times misleading. A lot of times very misleading with what they want us to think. Remember the time with Jerry last season when he was trapped in the cave and a walker was coming? And people were like, he's going to get bit. He's going to get scratched. He's going to get this. He's going to get that. And Jerry's fine. Jerry moved on to season 10C and hopefully season 11. And if you ever want to see a super misleading trailer of The Walking Dead, go back and watch season 6 trailer, their Comic-Con trailer. And they were talking about Morgan and this and, like a divide between there. Is Rick going to go against Morgan? Is Morgan go against Rick? Is it going to be, just a Civil War angle of it? Just go back and watch it, and you'll see how the spoilers are, how the trailer is very misleading, right? It's just, I don't know. So, Militant says, do you think Ezekiel will take Andrea comic book death because he has cancer? I personally think that Ezekiel lives. He gets to the Commonwealth, They have the great way to do it. Maybe he has cancer, maybe he doesn't. Remember, Ezekiel thinks he has cancer. There was no diagnosis, there was no biopsy, there was no medical technology to find out what he actually had. He has a growth. It could just be a benign tumor. It doesn't have to be cancer, right? Just because his family had it and he had it, maybe he does have it. Maybe he's able to get treated. Maybe he lives a little bit longer. Maybe he does those things. Maybe he, when people have cancer diagnosis or, basically a diagnosis that they're not going to do well or very much longer to live, they hopefully will live a life of meaning after that, and they will value every day and they will do all that stuff. And that's just one of those things that happens typically, because when you're seeing the end of the road, I only have so long to live. Let's try to do that, right? But Ezekiel is a crazy character because he had a comic book death that came and went. He has an uncharted territory after this moment. Ezekiel's a big personality. We lost Rick, and we lost Michonne, and we lost Carl, and we lost so many characters that really should be on the show still. I don't know of 3 other characters that should be on the show other than they should definitely be there. Rick, Michonne, and Carl should still be on the show for a lot of people. A lot of people say Glenn, a lot of people say Abraham, but the Negan lineup was needing to happen, right? So we'll have to see what actually happens with the future of these characters. We're getting uncharted territory with Daryl, because he's not a comic book character. Carol, who's a comic book character that died and was a truly different character. Morgan, who's on Fear the Walking Dead. Ezekiel outlived his comic counterpart pretty, well. Maggie went away, but then came back. I don't know. It's something. I don't know if we're going to lose anybody in the 6 extra episodes, but we're going to get, 24 episodes in the final 11. Some pretty big stuff needs to happen there. So I think they're going to save that there too. So relaxing ambient meditation says, hey, One Eye. Hey. Militant asks again, do you think John Dory will die on Fear because actor is in many movies? Every time an actor or an actress is in the ability to do other stuff, they always bring up the case, will that character die on the show? So many actors, big actors, Norman Reedus, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Christian Serratos, so many actors, Ross Marquand, they have been in other stuff and they're still big parts of the show. You can do so much more than that too. So speaking of John Dory, if you've never seen the show Raising Hope, Garrett Dillahunt is his real name. He's an actor in that show. My wife and I just started watching that. Garrett Dillahunt is pretty much awesome in everything I've seen him in. I love him in Fear the Walking Dead. I think he's great in Raising Hope. I thought he was great in that X-Men show that was on Fox. And I really like the actor in all the stuff that he's been in, and I'm sure that I'm missing a lot of stuff too. So I know that he's a character that I really want to see survive on the show, but I don't think his acting outside of the show is meaning anything unless he wants to get taken out, like, Frank Dillahunt wanted to for Nick in season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead, but I just don't know too. So we'll see there. Let me see what you say. Eduardo, would you have preferred Rick and Michonne to stay on the show with Carol and Daryl leaving, or the way they are if given the choice? That's a good question. So you're basically saying Rick and Michonne versus Carol and Daryl. I like Carol and Daryl. I love Michonne. Michonne's my favorite character, so I would have to keep Michonne on the show. And I can't say Rick and Michonne versus Carol and Daryl because Daryl is extremely important to the show. There's people on Facebook that just hate Daryl, and there's a whole group, and it's just kind of rude actually. Like every other post that there's this Facebook group, all they post is Daryl is this, Daryl's overrated, and they're like facts. Like, okay, that's a matter of opinion. It's not facts. But, it's just what people do. And it's just, do they really feel that way? Are they stirring the pot? I personally love Daryl. I think Daryl is essential to the show. Imagine if Daryl wasn't on the show at all, or he was killed off in the first season like they were going to do. Daryl Dixon was not supposed to be on the show. Norman Reedus tried out or auditioned for Merle Dixon. Merle Dixon was already cast as Michael Rucker. They loved Daryl Dixon. They loved Norman Reedus so much that they made the part for Daryl Dixon, and they had the Dixon brothers. Imagine if you never had Daryl on the show. The show would be drastically different. Daryl They would not be where they are today without Daryl. Daryl would just be, the show probably would have not have lasted as long as it had. Maybe we get 4 or 5 seasons of the show. Maybe it dies off in the second season. Maybe it doesn't even make out of the first, So I don't know how it goes with things, but I like Daryl, and I can't say Rick and Michonne because I love Michonne, and I also like Rick. I love Daryl, and I love Carol. So I guess I like the way it's played out because we're getting Daryl and Carol on the show. We're getting Daryl and Carol spinoff. We're getting Rick in the movies, and we're probably hopefully getting Michonne in the movies and or a spinoff and or movies. So that's a tough question. I mean, that's a great question, and that's a good thing too. So, but there's some good questions and good stuff here. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff on there. Man, there are so many people on Facebook in different. I'm in a bunch of different groups and a bunch of different things, and there's people on there that thought they were super excited because they were like, I can't believe 6 days, guys, 6 days. The Walking Dead returns in 6 days. And you're like, what are you talking about? And you're like, it comes back February 28th, not January 28th. And the person's like, oh man, that sucks. We got to wait another month. And so many people ask, like, when does it come back? When does it come back? When does it come back? And then I see people in the comments on my channel and all this other stuff. And they're like, who's the person in the mask? Or didn't they like say who the person in the mask was? Elijah, played by I don't know how to say his name, but he's the guy from Cobra Kai in Greenland and a couple other places. And yeah, but it's funny because we post information videos every day, and there's so much information that I guess I take for granted that I know that I share with everybody, but there's a lot of people that don't know. And I just don't know why people aren't subscribing to the channel, coming to YouTube to find valid, great, confirmed information from valid choices and valid channels. We have information that goes around, and I'm just like, wow, people still don't know. So I put in there, hey, come to the channel, check it out, subscribe so you don't miss out on daily videos. And I don't know what's up with the subscriber count, and it's all right because we're still going to chug along. We can't worry about things that we can't control. We're going to still produce awesome videos and content. And I just can't wait for The Walking Dead to come back because it's going to be 6 weeks of content, breakdowns, story, theories, discussion, setting up for season 11. And I believe that the plan was to start filming this quarter, so January, February, or March. Some people said March, some people said February, some people even said January back in the day. But we're coming up on February, and I believe February is when they're actually going to start filming. And more cast are coming into Georgia to get pre-production stuff, probably COVID testing, probably get, make sure everybody's safe and sound. And you want to do that ahead of time because if you have to quarantine, that's 10 to 14 days. So it's, it's just, but I know that, if you've ever been to Sonoy, if you've ever been to downtown Sonoy, there's a tour group called the yellow button right there next to Peter in between the fan sign from the paint thing I got is a Georgia Tour Company. So if you go to georgiatourcompany.com, you can get a tour. And they're one of the only tours that are left there too. Atlanta Movie Tours is gone, and they do a great job. They have people that have been on the show, know information, and they share a lot of good stuff. You can see a lot of great filming sites. They have walking tours, I believe driving tours, and I've never actually taken their tour, but I know some of the people that have, and I know some people that give the tours. And they do an awesome job, and I highly recommend them, especially because they're really the only game in town now, too. So they posted a picture or 2 pictures and information about the windmill blades, the fan blades going back up in Alexandria. And that was a couple of days ago. So that's a big deal because you have to film Alexandria with those fan blades. So that looks to be when they're going to start filming next month. Pre-production is probably now. And I don't know how many episodes they're going to film, if they're going to try and film all 24 or if they're going to film 8, take a break, 8, take a break, 8, because they usually film from beginning of the year, March, April, May to November. Are they really going to crank out 24 episodes February to November? Because I doubt they're going to travel to San Diego Comic-Con in July. That's probably a virtual event again. So we'll have to see what happens with that, if they're going to take a couple days off for that, or they usually film a little bit and give everybody a week off or so. Are they just going to crank it all out? Are they going to just film as much as they can, see where it goes? Are they going to go into next year? Because we're probably going to get 8 episodes this year, October, So if you get middle of October, end of October, so you get October, November, maybe beginning of December, maybe just November. So you get 8 weeks, 8 episodes. Then you'll probably come back in February, 8 weeks, 8 episodes. Then you're going to maybe wait again and then another 8 episodes over the summer. Or are we really going to have to wait for the final 8 episodes in October of 2022? I don't know. I mean, I could see that happening because The Walking Dead loves to be October, February, October, February, October, February. Fear the Walking Dead is traditionally a summer show, but everything's up in the air. The World Beyond was supposed to be an April summer show, but now that could be October. I don't know what the plan actually is. I just hope we get some information about filming news for the movie because that's what a lot of people want to know. A lot of people want to know stuff about Rick Grimes. And a lot of people were mad because we didn't see Rick in The World Beyond. And so many people were expecting that. And then all these theories came out that he was here and he was there and this was that and he was this. And we never saw him. There was no connecting point with Rick. Our characters on Walking the World Beyond do not know Rick Grimes. They don't care about Rick Grimes. They care about the Bennetts and Nebraska and New York. They have no affinity or care about Rick Grimes. He's just not involved with that part of the universe yet. But could be in season 2, the first or second movie, the third movie. Who knows how they want to break it up. But big things should be happening for The Walking Dead starting in February. And then when that's done, probably season 6B for Fear the Walking Dead. And I just don't know when we're going to have The World Beyond season 2. I believe right now it's still only supposed to be 2 seasons, and that's all right. I'm okay with that. I love the idea of all the things connecting, coming together, but I just don't know how Fear the Walking Dead is going to connect with everything. They have to have a major time jump after season 6. And season 7, there's no word if season 7 of Fear the Walking Dead is the final season on there too, so. Rocket Man Jeff, who do you think is this next big character to die on the show? I have no idea because I have no idea what the show wants to do. I thought other characters were going to die in season 10, A and B, like Father Gabriel and potentially Rosita and potentially this. Rosita was one of those characters that, Rocket Man Jeff, that's a whole separate video. I'll make a whole video about that and probably post it in later this year. Who knows? But I don't think anybody's going to die in the 6 extra episodes because I think these are filler, right? I think these are one of those things that they have the backstory of, because there's 6 episodes, right? So you have the backstory of Negan. You have the backstory of Maggie, where she was. You have the backstory of Daryl. That's 3 major things of 6 episodes. And then we're going to meet Leah. We're going to meet Maze. That's 2 other characters that are pretty big. Then you could probably see the Commonwealth angle. So, I mean, that really eats up the 6 episodes. Who, why, when, what's going to actually kill any of these characters? If any of our characters die by a walker bite now, that's just lazy, dumb writing. Just like Carl died in season 8 of The Walking Dead by being bit by a walker. That is the laziest way to kill out a major character I've ever seen, in my opinion, of course. But that's what they did, and that's what we get. And I have a feeling and a fear that season 11 of The Walking Dead is going to be pretty poor overall. Like, it can have good moments. In 24 episodes, though, that's a season and a half. I don't know if all 24 episodes are going to be great. Some may be slow. Some may be boring. I don't know if the Commonwealth angle is going to be good. I don't really know if the Commonwealth angle is going to be anything worth, after walkers and whispers and, saviors and stuff. Like, the Commonwealth aren't bad people. They're building for the future. They have 50,000 people there. They're building for the future with people that have trade. They have cake shops. They have, different skills, businesses, basically. They're probably going to be what I assume the Commonwealth is. It's a far better Alexandria. So if you put the Kingdom, Alexandria, and Hilltop together, all 3 of those, You have fighters, you have agriculture, crops, farming, you have, different things in society. That's basically what the Commonwealth is. All three of those communities inside of one. You combine Kingdom, Hilltop, and Alexandria, that's the Commonwealth, basically, right? So I love the idea of getting there, but then it could be boring, right? Sebastian Milton. So basically, let me start over. The Commonwealth soldiers are the military, just like the Civic Republic military, Elizabeth Kublik, the helicopters, all that. That's the military aspect of the Civic Republic. They have leaders, they have a council. The Miltons, or Pamela Milton at least, should be the leader of the Commonwealth, unless they gender swap that. But I think they're going to keep a female leader, just like they switched the gender of the Alexandria person, of Deanna. That's a male in the comic. They turned it into a woman on the show. I think they'll keep it a woman for Pamela Milton on the show. So she runs the Commonwealth. Her son, Sebastian Milton, if they keep all these things for the show, because the show is the show and the comic is the comic. We have to say that a lot of times because we'll talk about Lucille in a little bit, but they can change whatever they want, and they do. And Sebastian Milton is basically like the spoiled brats of Alexandria. He was probably raised in the upscale parts of Ohio or wherever they're actually taking place, and he was probably taken care of with butlers and maids and whoever, and he didn't really have to do anything, maybe private schools and whatever, right? So he's a spoiled brat, we'll just say that. So who wants to watch that? Not me. We already saw that angle at Alexandria. So it's basically going to reverse back to that in season 5, which is a good season, but who wants to see that again? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Then the Miltons building society. Are we going to see the Commonwealth angle? Because in the comic, there is no Civic Republic. There is no enemy of the Commonwealth. So we'll have to see how it goes down with that. But if they don't connect that, that's a misstep. Because we all think of the idea that the Civic Republic is Thanos and we're all assembling our Avengers and we're going to fight Thanos. And in a big, epic Infinity War, which is the Walking Dead war. And hopefully they get it right because the wars have been pretty boring on The Walking Dead and they really didn't do a good job, in my opinion, for a lot of that stuff, even though there's good moments here and there. But, it was more misses than hits. It's the running joke is all out bore instead of all out war. It was kind of boring. It was frustrating because when stuff doesn't add up, continuity doesn't make sense, and things should just be better than they are, when you watch things. But overall, The Walking Dead is still great. It's done a great thing, and I love the idea of it, being where it's at. And imagine if we didn't have The Walking Dead, or The Walking Dead was a far different show, and, we should be grateful for what it is. So I know some people have been asking me about the items I'm selling for The Walking Dead. I did a video that I made on Saturday, I think. That I will post tomorrow. It shows some of the collection that I have, highlighting some of my Negan stuff, because I know some people have asked about my Negan stuff. And then I'm going to get more of my Funkos together and more stuff that, I've kind of consolidated the room. The man cave is looking far better now, I have to say. But I just have all these empty boxes now. So I'm hoping people can order some stuff or, we can work out some deals and I can ship it. Unfortunately, I have to ship only in the continental U.S. for shipping out of the country is a hassle and it's a pain in the butt and whatever. So just going to ship inside the U.S. right now. And I'm trying to get stuff together and try and, get a couple things together in the same box and just send it out. So we're trying to get that down. So we'll see what happens for that, and I'm just trying to get rid of. I have so much stuff that it's just getting out of control that I'm just trying to get rid of some stuff there too. So I see some people talking about WandaVision, so I know that's a Disney Plus show and it's a Marvel Universe thing. But WandaVision, I have to say, I'm not going to give anything away. But last episode, there's only 3 episodes, right? So 3 episodes to go, or 3 episodes in, and the show is getting better each time. We're getting a little bit more information. And they're setting some things up for the rest of the season, which should be pretty good. And I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. And I watch it every Friday, there too. Brandon says, you getting rid of your Walking Dead Funko? Probably selling off my Funkos. I have a bunch of those. I'll probably keep a couple of them myself. But I have a bunch of Daryls, a bunch of Carls, a bunch of Ricks, a Rosita, Father Gabriel, Tyrese, Negan. I only have one Negan, but I have to just kind of see where it's at and get a bunch of things. And I have a bunch of action figures too, exclusive action figures that were hard to get. And I have one of those is Negan, but I'll post the video on Monday of my some more of my collection too. But it's kind of going through and looking at different things and, some Walker Stalker conventions. And I miss the Walker Stalker cruises because this is the time that the cruises would have been going on, or right around this time, late January, early February. And it was a fun thing to go on all 4 cruises and go to conventions and meet some of you guys and just get some videos and panels and share with you. And it was pretty cool too. And, it was one of those things where you miss it once it's gone. And I just wish that, you probably couldn't go to conventions now because of the pandemic, but I would have liked to have gone to a couple more conventions. But the 4 cruises was a great time, and it was pretty awesome too. So, and I'm glad if I got to meet any of you guys there. It was a good fun experience, and we got to have a lot of fun and get some awesome video and awesome some good panel stuff. And if you ever want to watch them, they're always on there for sure. So, Brandon says, "Why don't you put them up on shelves?" I already got a lot of stuff on shelves, bro. So, if I'm selling stuff, I'm selling stuff. That's what I'm doing with it. So if you want to buy something, go ahead. But ultimately, guys, the trailer dropped, and it was awesome. It was a lot of Negan, Maggie, Daryl, Carol, a little bit of the Commonwealth. And that's definitely got to be Lance Hornsby, unless they change it for the show, because he's asking the same questions, and he meets our group and the train yard, and you're setting things up for them to answer the questions. And a lot of people are saying a lot of things. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of stuff. And, I'm going to have some more speculation videos myself, because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put some stuff out there too. And if I put a bunch of different theories out there, I'm going to get some stuff right. That's just what happens. If you post 20 theory videos, some are bound to be right, even if they're outlandish as you think. A lot of people are thinking that Princess is like working with the Commonwealth, or knows the Commonwealth, or is part of the Commonwealth. I just don't see that unless they do that again. The whole Dante is a spy thing. I was like, okay, it makes sense, but are we really going to go that way? Are we really going to do the spy angle again? Like, okay, spy here, there's a spy there. Every season or show is a spy. Every couple seasons there's a spy. Is Princess a spy for the Commonwealth? Are they really going to do that angle? It's like, come up with something more original than a spy. That's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Come on, right? Because she comes out of the train car without a hood on, and you see the 3 with the hoods on and do that. But she's in a different train car. She's separated. She's, took away. Maybe they do that. Maybe they do it, but I just think that would be kind of cheesy. The other thing is the Russian roulette with Aaron. Is Maze playing Russian roulette with him? Does he have the gun to his head, or does someone have the gun to his head there too? Is Maze actually talking to him? Because, again, people take the trailer that they have the trailer and they think of it as like literally in order how it's happening. But there's jump cuts and all the different things there too. So, yeah, Lindsay, let me know. Hopefully you're a member of our Facebook, PT channel Facebook page, and our TWD community groups, or message me on Instagram on there too. I'll make a video separate of my Funkos, and I'll put them in there, and I have some good boxes, and I'll bubble wrap it up real nice on there too. So I'll have a bunch of those, and I'll probably just show all my Funkos. So if anybody's interested in that, we'll work something out, and we'll see if we can do it. And we'll try and include shipping a little bit, and we'll try to make things work. But yeah, I'll have my video of all. I'll have my Walking Dead, or I should say my Funkos, Walking Dead Funkos in a separate video. I'll try to make that this week. But kind of got a lot going on, and I'm surprised my neighbor is not making any noise, or it's like yesterday was like boom, 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 boom for like hours. I don't know what they were doing in the garage or the bedrooms or the bathrooms or whatever they were doing, but the cats were freaking out. But hopefully, if you hear that, it's my neighbor. It's not my house. I try to do my own things right now. We're past the stage of having people come in and do a lot of work, luckily. But next week, so next Sunday is January 31st, the last day of the month. But on January 29th, I believe, I have to check the date, but I'm pretty sure January 29th is my anniversary of starting, this channel. The PT channel is morphed into what we talk about now, and it'll be 6 years on YouTube, I believe, which is crazy to think that we started this 6 years ago in 2015, and we've come a long way. And I still don't know why we haven't reached 100,000 subscribers. I don't know why people aren't getting notified. I don't know why things are happening the way they do on YouTube. Is it, settings or this or that or something inside there or whatever? But again, I can't worry about things out of my control. I'm still going to have some great videos and some great stuff coming up. And we've been working on my book series. So right now, In 100 Days Part 2. So I just have In 100 Days there, but I have the Part 2 on the side, which is, I'm excited about this book. The Kindle and paperback versions are both available now on Amazon. If you go to my Instagram page, I have the link to our Amazon storefront. It's, you won't have a thing where it says not for resale. That's just this is from my proof. Some people already got it. They're already reading it. Some people are excited about it. And it's the second part of, In 100 Days was designed for myself and my brain for a prequel story of at least 3 parts. So we're probably going to get 3 parts of it. I know I'm at least going to have a third part of it. That story may end there of In 100 Days, but it may start a spinoff of whoever survives that story. And I'm excited to see where it goes. Connects the dots with Fight For Us, with also prequel stuff, and having the dots of filling in the gaps of certain story with certain characters and just expanding it. And that's what I think the season 10C is going to be pretty awesome, because I've heard that they say this every season, that these episodes are great, some of the best I've ever seen. I can't wait for you to see that. Bibbidi bobbidi bloobidi blah. All this stuff to build up the hype. So many people have said that the Here's Negan episode might be their favorite, best episode they've ever been a part of in The Walking Dead. I think Angela Kang even said it may be the best episode she's seen of The Walking Dead. And it might be. But it's crazy to think that season 10, episode 22, that, I don't know. It's just crazy to think that. So, Lindsay, again, I know we talk on Instagram, so we can do it there, as long as it's just private messages for shipping and, payment and stuff like that. Just got to keep that stuff private for sure too. So, Rob K says, I've got a Daryl Funko Pop. They're hard to find nowadays. Oh man, that's building up I got a bunch of Daryls. I have to see which ones I actually have. The older ones, the younger, the newer ones. When in doubt, they just make a Daryl Funko, right? They'll have a million Daryls, but we can't get like some of the smaller characters, right? It's like, what are you doing, man? And I kind of miss the mystery minis, because I liked in getting the mystery boxes. I have a lot of those for sale actually that are unopened. So you could get some big stuff in there too. You could get the rare Abraham, the rare Glenn. I'm afraid to open them because I have like the ones up top in the corner, of Shane and T-Dog and a bunch of like that. But I have a bunch of those that are unopened, and so you would get a brand new thing on there too. Brand new stuff. But ultimately, guys, the Walking Dead trailer, let's talk about Negan and Lucille, right? So the Negan, like I said, the Negan episode, Here's Negan, is the backstory of it. And a lot of people were hoping to see Dwight and or Simon in that episode. And it could still happen until we see it. But I know Simon, he said, the actor who plays Simon, Stephen Ogg, said that he is not in the episode. He is not in the filming. He was not there for it. But he could be lying, but he could be truthful. So he said he's not, but you never know. And I don't think that that he's in the episode. I don't think Dwight is in there too. And I've been working on a video. I haven't really had that much time for the one video, but I'm thinking about doing a Dwight video, talking about how a lot of people seem to think and believe that he's not allowed to be back on The Walking Dead because of the lawsuit with John Benecker and the accident on the show and the filming of it and everything. He was involved with it. And the more that I'm looking into it, I'm not seeing that, of course. Like I think there's one video somewhere that they talk about that. So then everybody's like, oh, it must be true because I saw it in a YouTube video or I saw it online, so it must be true. And that makes sense, right? So I talked about that in a couple things on Facebook, and people were, telling me that he's not allowed to come, and then people were like, I didn't know that, and they were this. So then you don't know if it's true or not, and then it just spitballs into a big thing. It's a game of telephone, and it's a game of thing. Oh, he said, she said that, he said that, he said he's not allowed to come back because he said that, she said that, he said. Like what is it, right? So I'm trying to get more information about it, and as much as I can find, because of that case with the filming and the accident that happened and the stuntman who died. It's a big, crazy thing, and I mean that's still kind of going on to today, and the case was there. But let's talk about Negan and Lucille. So Negan is a guy that is a complicated anti-hero. He's complicated. He's got a moral compass. He does good things, bad things. He does things to our group. He helps our group. He hurts our group. He's kind of all over the place. He doesn't hurt women or children. He's complicated. We'll just say that, right? So ultimately, Negan is a character that comes along in issue 100, season 6 of The Walking Dead, season 6, episode 16. And they were building it up. Took out Glenn, took out Abraham. Sasha died because of him. There's like a lot of things that happened because what are we supposed to feel with Negan? Total bad guy? Total good guy? Misunderstood? He had a connection with Carl. He had a connection with Judith. He saved Judith, saved Dog, saved the group, took out Alpha. Maggie hates him. Certain people hate him. I don't want to see Daryl and Negan buddies. I don't want to see, Daryl and Negan is basically Rick and Negan from the comic. When Negan shows up or he gets come out and he saves the day and he talks down the saviors and he saves Rick with the walkers inside Alexandria. And it's nice things like that. You could see that happening. But what's the future hold for Negan? But before we get to the future of Negan, we're going to learn the past of Negan. And in the comics, he is a high school phys ed teacher. And he cheats on his wife. He's not the nicest guy to his wife. Lucille and Negan have problems. Lucille ends up getting sick. She goes to the hospital. She's diagnosed with cancer. Negan feels terrible about it. He feels like he's wasted his marriage. He's wasted things. He's kind of a terrible person. Lucille dies, becomes a walker. Negan leaves the hospital and takes out the leader of the Saviors before they're the Saviors. He runs into Dwight. They start the Saviors, and he becomes Negan. Basically is what it is, the short version of it. But from what I've seen in the trailer and what they're alluding to is that Lucille has cancer. She's getting chemotherapy. She has the IV drip on the medical pole and everything there. Negan goes outside with goggles, a hat, gloves, long sleeves. He grabs a knife, jabs it in the walker's eyeball, but it doesn't pierce the brain. And then Lucille shoots the walker in the head, saves Negan. That don't happen in the comic. And then people are like, what did I miss? I thought Lucille dies and it's the start of the apocalypse and she doesn't make it that far and she has cancer and she's like the start of the zombie apocalypse. She becomes a walker. Yes, and here's Negan. That's basically what happens. But she survives a little bit into the zombie apocalypse on the show. And again, the show is the show and the comic is the comic. So we'll have to see what happens, how it goes down. But Lucille looks to save Negan. And I don't know, I have no problem with strong women and women empowerment. But are they doing that because of that? Are they making Lucille stronger than she was in the comic because it's the show and whatever? And it's just, I'm not saying it is. I have no problem with Lucille being badass. But it just brings up the question, is that why they're doing it? I don't care. I'm excited to see Lucille, Negan, the backstory. But are they going to make Negan like a wuss? That he's saved by his dying wife? Is that the badass Negan that we know? No, right? I guess Negan has to transform into that. But that's not the impression you get from the comic Negan. Negan's kind of a loudmouth, sure of himself, overconfident, just, I don't know, right? And then Negan looks to be in the restaurant bar with the guy with the hood on his head. And I'm going to have a whole separate video that I've been working on that I'm going to make this week. But a lot of people are thinking the person in the hood is Negan with the red sweatshirt hood. But I don't think that's Negan. I think Negan is either behind the biker dude, that he's clearly holding a cooler after watching it, 3 or 4 times. I don't know if that's Negan behind the guy or if Negan comes in through a different door and takes out both of those guys and saves the guy with the hood on his head. Because I just feel like that's what's going to happen. Because Negan is all about saving people. People are a resource. And the person who was running the sanctuary, the saviors, before they were called saviors, maybe they were saviors, or maybe Negan changed their name. I'm just not sure what they're going to do for the show. Negan's going to save people. Hence the saviors. He thinks he's doing a job saving people. The saviors are a play on that. A protection racket. You're going to give us half of your stuff. We're going to protect you. And that's it. He's basically, a mafia boss in the zombie apocalypse, which is pretty cool. I don't know if that's what they're going to do on the show or not, but Negan, where does Negan go after that? Right? Because if Negan goes away, where does he go? Does he stay in the group, the communities? Because we know in the trailer, Maggie's talking about telling Herschel about Glenn being killed, and Herschel asking about, did the bad man get what's coming to him? And we all know that's Negan. Is Herschel going to be the one to kill Negan? Is Maggie going to be the one to take out Negan? Does Negan live? Does Negan die? Does Negan survive the 6 extra episodes? Does he get in season 11? Does he make it to the movies? Does he save Rick? Does he go to the Commonwealth and die at the Commonwealth? Does Herschel take him out at the Commonwealth in the time jump? We have an older Herschel. We just don't know, right? Can't wait to find out. But ultimately, Herschel, Maggie, Negan, that's some drama city right there. That's some soap opera stuff. But it's necessary in this too. It's a soap opera with zombies. It's basically what it is too. Did I see it a couple times that they said that Henry Rollins and John Duriactor auditioned for the part of Negan, and so did John Hamm and a bunch of other people. And well, Henry Rollins is the comic portrayal of Negan. I'm pretty sure Charlie Adlard, when drawing Negan, had his reference point was Henry Rollins. So comic Negan looks exactly like Henry Rollins, so why not bring him to the show, right? But I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan has the charisma. He's far too skinny, but he has the charisma to play Negan. He's that pompous, overconfident, just over-the-top guy. And I'm not saying Jeffrey Dean Morgan is that way, but he pulls it off very well. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is an awesome dude that I've met, and he's, awesome laid-back guy. But he does a great job playing Negan, is basically what I'm saying. And I can't say that any of the cast member that I ever met were rude, inconsiderate, mean, were a waste of time. Like, everybody I met was really nice. And I didn't meet everybody. And I'm not going to say any names that were kind of said to be disinterested at conventions, but some of them were. And I didn't meet everybody, that's for sure, but on there as well, too. So, Milton asks, who do you think will take the Dwight comic death? I don't know. So basically, the Dwight comic death is Dwight goes to the Commonwealth after the Commonwealth comes back to Alexandria, and the Commonwealth escorts people from Alexandria back to the Commonwealth. And Dwight gets the idea of, look at this place. This place is awesome, but it's run by a tyrannical dictator, basically a female governor. Dwight's against that because of Negan, obviously. So he's like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take over this place. So he's basically going to go in and take out Pamela Milton. But Rick shoots Dwight and kills Dwight before he can take out Pamela Milton. So Dwight is killed by Rick because Dwight wants to take over the Commonwealth or basically change how it's run. Who's going to be that person? I don't know of anybody on the show that's going to see things that way. Unless Dwight comes over from fear and they meet up with that and they do this whole thing. I don't know. Because maybe it's Negan, but maybe it's Negan. Maybe Negan dies that way. But who kills him? Daryl? Daryl might not even be involved with the Commonwealth. A lot of people, and I support this, say that Daryl and Carol will not make it to the Commonwealth because they were nobodies before the apocalypse. And basically, the Commonwealth wants to know, where are you from? What did you do before the fall? What did you do before all this? What skills do you have? And what did Carol and Daryl do before the fall of society and the zombie apocalypse started? Daryl did nothing, and Carol was a housewife. But both of those people are very important to the zombie apocalypse survival right now. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Is that how they don't go there? Makes sense. But again, the writers do whatever they want to do, and sometimes they do some crazy outlandish stuff that we're like, what are you doing here with this? Come on. And it's the final season of The Walking Dead. They're going to start filming next month. You know, I can't remember a lot of good final seasons of a show. You know, like there's a lot more duds than studs or greats. There's a lot of like weak final seasons of a show than good seasons. I still don't know if it's ever going to get better than the first 6 seasons of The Walking Dead, which is fine. I don't know. It's still great. Season 7 and Season 8 are okay. They're not like the worst things ever I've seen on television. They're just not as good as the previous seasons. And Season 9 and 10 were far better than Season 7 and 8, in my opinion. But Season 11, is it going to make or break the show? Probably not. The show has come so far all those years. Are people going to come back to the show? I mean, when in doubt, I'm sure the writers and the producers and Gimple and Kirkman and AMC and everybody want people back to watch the show because they can have more advertising, charge more for advertising. If they're still hitting these huge numbers, which the numbers have dropped off, you can charge far more for advertising. You ever watch, like, if you watch the previous episode rolling into the next one, there's an ad break. It's like 5 seconds, but there's an ad break rolling right in there too, right? Mike Echo, what's up? So there's a big thing that happens with ad revenue where they can make a lot of money. Same thing with YouTube, same thing with everything. That's where channels and people make money. Ad revenue comes in from different advertisers. So we'll have to see. D Grime says, I don't see how the last season can be good. No one is there who we care about. Rick, Carl, Michonne. They even have gotten rid of later characters I like Jesus. Okay, so the show is only comprised of Rick, Carl, Michonne, and Jesus for this person, which is fine. But you don't care about Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Negan, Aaron, Father Gabriel, Rosita, Judith, RJ, Eugene, Ezekiel, Yumiko, Princess. There's nobody care. You don't care about any of those characters? I can't speak for you, but I can just say that I do. And I love the show still. I'm going to support the channel, support the show until we have, until it's over. Zomantic ZZ. Hey, PT. Hey. So thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate it. I'll go for the final 7 minutes. I also want to apologize for the last live stream where it abrupted. I don't know what was up with the connectivity there. And YouTube, my connection, not sure. Just, where it was. But today was pretty good. Probably jinxed it by saying that. But I apologize for I lost connection and then I didn't want to reconnect for just to say, hey guys, see you later, But next Sunday and for the remaining Sundays that I can think of, because I'm not really doing anything, I'm still staying away from people. COVID protocols, mask wearing, leaving, make sure you're safe and sound and you're protected when you're out and about. Still staying away from people. And that's why I'm trying to get stuff done online and still can pump out different videos. I'm thinking about doing like a Monday movie reviews or something. I'm definitely thinking about doing more movie reviews because I've seen a couple pretty good movies. Some other movies that haven't been good. So I kind of like to tell you, stay away from that movie, or that movie is just not that good, or that movie's great, or definitely check out that movie. So like there's a couple of good movies that I like to share with you guys. And, you know, because I don't want people to waste their time and their money and their energy and their effort on movies if they kind of stink. And I definitely will watch a bunch of movies and check it out and let you know and be like, definitely check out that movie, or this was okay if you like that movie, like Wonder Woman 1984. Decent movie. I'm glad I got to watch it on HBO Max because it wasn't that good. I also shared on our PT channel Facebook group page the movies that are coming out on HBO Max, like Mortal Kombat, Godzilla versus Kong, the Sopranos movie, and Many Saints in Newark, Dune, Matrix 4. Like, there's a bunch of great movies coming out later this year, like one every month or one every couple months. So I'm excited to share that with you guys, and that's on Facebook. And I thought about that because if you have HBO Max, some pretty great movies coming out. I'm super excited about Mortal Kombat, by the way. Edward, my guy, Edward Gullick, what do you predict between Maggie and Negan? Pain. No, I predict tension, pain, problems. It's probably going to build and build and build, like Maggie wants to get revenge on Negan. But Negan protected the group and protected things. And I don't think that Maggie's going to kill Negan. I don't think Negan is going to die. And I think that it's going to be a learning principle or a learning thing for Herschel. You know, you can forgive people. Don't forget. But you can forgive. It's going to be kind of a learning thing. Now, it's kind of going to build. I think they're going to have altercations and problems, and I think they're going to find each other in the dirt road, and they're going to talk, and it's going to be, you know, conflict. Ed Moore says conflict. Yeah, there's going to be problems, conflict, drama, but I just don't think Negan is going to die by Maggie. That's just too obvious. That's too simple, and they want you to think that, oh, Maggie's going to get revenge. But would that bother a lot of people, right? Would that bother a lot of people? See, look, I said about the connection, and then there was a problem, right? What are the odds of that? There's definitely some crap with YouTube and whatever on there too. But, you know, it is what it is. YouTube and connectivity and streaming stuff is not perfect by any means. But let's just make it through these last 4 minutes. We can do it. But what do you got, guys, for that? I'm super excited. I'm happy. I'm really happy for the new episodes. Me too. I just watched the trailer, and I don't know why Kong is so damn big. I didn't watch the Godzilla Kong trailer. I know it dropped today, but I got to check it out. I'm not the biggest King Kong fan and Godzilla fan. I'm just not the biggest fan of that. Even though I'm more of a fan of Predator. I love Predator. And if you play Fortnite, you know, you can get the Predator skin. You can go see him. Even though I have yet to see the Predator. I've been in the stealthy stronghold. But he was cloaked in his thing, and I couldn't get a shot on him. And because it's just crazy with so many people there. But I'm a big Predator fan. I think Predator is one of my favorite things. And I hope they just have, like, an awesome, good movie with it. The latest movie was pretty good with Predator. The latest movie, or Predator, I think it was called. It was a different kind of take on it, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty good. But, you know, I'm excited for the future of those things. But I'm going to be doing more movie review stuff, branching out with different videos. We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead, like, forever, right? I mean, The Walking Dead's not going anywhere, and that's always going to be a staple of things. And I know some people got mad. They were like, why are you talking about this stuff? I'm only here for The Walking Dead. Well, then don't watch the video. You don't have to watch it. If you don't want to watch the topic, you don't have to. I'm not forcing anybody to watch a video. But if we're going to talk about different things, we're going to talk about outside of stuff The Walking Dead. That's always going to be a topic of interest here. And when stuff comes up, like The Walking Dead is not coming back for 4 to 5 weeks from now, right? So do I not make any videos for 4 to 5 weeks? No, of course not. We have daily awesome videos that we're going to talk about different things for, you know, different topics. And The Walking Dead, we're going to have a bunch of different videos based on the trailer that we saw and some different information that we have, especially if they start filming next week. What you got here? BJ Logan 007, what do you think about Father G on that roof? You think he's going to mention something about Jadis after hearing about Rick? I hope so, right? I mean, that's what I made the video about yesterday. Hopefully, definitely check out that video if you can see more of my topics there. But I think that the stuff on the roof Why would you write "Save Us" on top of a roof so people can see it? Who's going to see it up there? People in the sky, people in a helicopter. Who's in a helicopter? Civic Republic military. Who are the only people who have helicopters, right? Maybe the military, maybe this is old, maybe it was the start of it, maybe it was connected with, the military initially, like the U.S. government military, not the Civic Republic military. But I think that since Father Gabriel is connected with Jadis and Jadis is connected with the helicopter and so is Negan, it's got to come back around. And why not throw that a little bit of a teaser? I really hope it's mentioned in the 6 extra episodes, but I could see it being mentioned in season 11, building for the movies to connect with Rick. And, that's what it should be too. So I'm super excited to see where it goes. And, I have to say this because, people, I think, go around YouTube and they see different stuff. And if channels talk about it, you're like, well, we talked about that months ago. But I guess I have to bring back around what we kind of already know. Elijah, the actor who's playing Elijah, who this person, that person, we'll have to see, what people are getting back into it. So we'll have to talk about it too. Edward Gullick, my guy, I think it's great. You want to expand and provide a variety. Well, thank you, Edward. I appreciate it, my guy. I know people come to YouTube for like certain things, entertainment, education, information, and they probably go to certain channels for certain things, but this is an entertainment channel too. Keeping it positive, keeping it entertaining, keeping things correct for you guys, and in a way that's a fun community-based stuff. And I'm glad people support it because I'm not trying to take anything away from you guys. I'm trying to just expand things, and of course, we'll talk about The Walking Dead too. So, but definitely, guys, I will be back next Sunday. I'm gonna be posting my video about my stuff I'm selling on. Private selling. So we take PayPal payments. So if you want to send money through PayPal, that way do it instead of a purchase. That way it helps out, save a couple things. But that'll be a separate video tomorrow that we will have for you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you, Edward Gullick, for the 2 super chats. Thank you for everybody being a part of this channel. If you're a subscriber, hopefully you can tell your friends, tell your family to subscribe to the channel. We're still trying to hit that goal. Subscriptions are free. It doesn't cost any money to hit the subscribe button. It helps out. It shows us some love and respect that people are still appreciative of the channel. And I know you guys are. I'm not saying that you're not. But it just makes you feel like we're going in the right direction. When we have goals and stuff, to be a subscriber is free. It doesn't cost anybody anything. And if we can just hit that goal, it'll make things, achieve something. And that's what it's all about. I love helping people, and if we can get some help back, it helps things out. Some people are really struggling out there. We try to bring things there too, and it goes beyond The Walking Dead. If I talk to you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere on there too, I'm a real person that I really care about people that are really, nice and they mean a lot to me. And I hope you're doing okay. I truly mean that. Be safe out there. It's definitely still a crazy place. But if you can, guys, remember, with hard work, the dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, blocking out the haters, doing what you love. It's not easy doing what you want to do. A lot of people are going to tell you, you can't do it, not working out, you suck, you stink. Block all that out. Keep it rolling. Keep it and do it. But improve so you can prove them wrong. There's nothing better in life when people say you can't do something and you actually achieve it. But thank you guys. I truly appreciate it. I'll be back next Sunday. Check out our videos this week. Stay safe.